Today on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live, Meta settles lawsuit for almost $18 billion. Instead of admitting guilt, Meta pays $16.68 billion in a 29 state federal case. They will pay close to $18 billion over 10 years, including separate related claims. The claim against Meta is that Meta designed its platforms to addict young users. Meta misrepresented safety risks. Meta improperly collected children's data. So here's the crazy thing. Meta denied liability in the agreement, but paid almost $17 billion up front for the case to go away. Let me reveal this hidden secret to you live right now on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live. HSRL is a production of the Safe New Media Network. Before you keep watching, let me tell you who this is not for. This show is not for you if you take yourself too seriously. If you are a seeker, let me be your guide to discover accurate truth for yourself. Let me help you increase the quality and effectiveness of your life by revealing to you the hidden secrets of this universe and the entire multiverse. It's the only podcast of its kind right now on this subject, going live on X. Therefore, the most popular live stream podcast live right now on this subject, going live on X. This show is specifically for those who are seeking new perspectives, fresh ideas, and a willingness to explore new possibilities. My intention is to help investors like you stay ahead of the curve and make the most out of emerging opportunities. Before we continue, I must tell you about my new album, Opulence. It drops the first Friday in September. You can pre-save it now. The first single is out now. It's called Put It All Together. If you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, you can now activate this QR code visible here on the screen. If you're listening to this podcast, go to safenewmedia.com/opulence. Now, today on HSRL. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm all right now. But a couple of weeks ago, I was livid. I had bad luck with Instagram and Facebook. During the pandemic, they censored me for posting anti-vax memes. Oops. They warned me that they would disable my account. Then, in 2022, someone hacked my Instagram account. It was a nightmare. After a lot of back and forth with whatever bot they had in charge of security, I recovered my personal account. A few other connected accounts I lost forever. From then on, I had anxiety about using anything Meta has control over. Every month, someone tried to hack my Instagram again. Using Facebook was annoying. What's annoying about Facebook is that it still works. You open it to check one thing. 40 minutes later, you're watching a man in Ohio review a $12 flashlight you will never buy, and the algorithm is proud of itself. The feed is supposed to show you your friends. Instead, you know what it shows you? It shows you a guy you met once in 2016 selling a used kayak, a raccoon washing cotton candy, and an ad for the exact pair of pants you ordered yesterday. The whole experience feels like a hostage situation with people you've grown out of, people you may know, people you may know. The thing is always suggesting people you may know. It feels like Facebook is sliding a note across the table that says, here's someone you've been successfully avoiding since 2019. Thought you should see their new haircut. Then there's on this day. Have you seen this? On this day, you posted something you thought was hilarious in 2014. On this day, Facebook decided you needed to relive it. On this day, you remembered why those people aren't in your life anymore. Man, nostalgia is one thing, but this is an annual performance review you never asked for. Notifications are their own special hell. John liked your comment from 11 days ago. Why today, John? What happened in John's life this afternoon that made him scroll back 11 days and decide that was the moment? There's no good answer. There never is. Marketplace is a garage sale where half the people are trying to rob you and the other half are selling a couch that has a little smell, but it's fine. You go on there looking for a used table and leave with trust issues. Trust issues. I can't even say it. And the groups. You like one photo of a dog and suddenly you're invited to suburban dads who grill and have strong feelings about interest rates. You didn't join, the algorithm joined for you. Now you get daily updates whether you want them or not. I tell you, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. So when the overlords at Meta censored me once and for all, you know what they did? They did me a favor. A couple of weeks ago, I posted one last meme they didn't like, and they disabled my account. I'm done with it. I don't miss it at all. So that's why I have a personal bias against everything Meta stands for. They censored me. Now, Meta just agreed to pay $18 billion because Instagram is allegedly addictive. $18 billion. You know what $18 billion is? It's the amount of money a company pays when they get caught doing something they promised everyone they were doing on purpose. Meta agreed to pay up to $18 billion. You know you've had a rough quarter when your apology has its own GDP. I like that Meta says, we deny all wrongdoing. Here's $18 billion. Nobody has ever done that in real life. Honey, did you eat the last cookie? Absolutely not. Here's the deed to the house. Meta settled with 29 states for up to $18 billion because Instagram was too good at being Instagram. They spent a decade building a machine that knows exactly when a 14-year-old is lonely, bored, and 3 seconds from comparing themselves to a filtered stranger. Then the state said, that's a problem. So Meta said, you're right, and wrote a check the size of a small country's GDP to officially admit it. Everyone says that's a settlement. No, it's not. You know what that is? A receipt. Isn't that admitting guilt? Think about the logic here. The states argued that Meta intentionally designed Facebook and Instagram to addict kids to their phones. So, to punish Meta for addicting kids to their phones, Meta is paying $18 billion to the state governments, who will now use that money to build mental health programs so the kids can get off their phones, which they use to read about how Meta paid $18 billion for addicting them to their phones. It's perfect. It's a complete cycle. And look at the new safety rules they're putting in. They are locking kids out of Instagram between midnight and 6 a.m. Absolute genius. Because if there's one thing teenagers are famous for, it's respecting digital curfews set by corporate legal settlements. Hey, man, you want to sneak out and drag race? I wish I could, bro. Modern tech regulations forbid me from looking at reels past midnight. Instagram has a midnight curfew now. Imagine explaining that to teenagers. Sorry, we're closed. Closed? It's software. What are they doing in there? Mopping the algorithm? Overnight block from midnight to 6 a.m. unless a parent overrides it. I love that parents can override the time limit. So the kid goes, Mom, can I have another hour on Instagram? She says no. 5 minutes later, she's watching cat videos on Facebook. Actually, give me the phone. Midnight to 6 a.m. Meta spent 15 years convincing kids the phone is the center of the universe. Now they're saying, okay, maybe it's the solar system. Are they doing this for child safety? Because those hours are when the algorithm used to do its best work. Now the drama has to happen in daylight, like a civilized society. Kids will have to save their existential crises for after school. The algorithm is going to have to get a real job. The algorithm knows everything about you. It knows when you're awake. It knows when you're sad. It knows your ex got engaged before your own mother does. Now, suddenly, it's pretending to respect boundaries. They're putting a 2-hour limit on Instagram for teenagers. That's adorable. That's like putting a 2-drink limit on an Irish wedding. 2 hours, adjustable only by a parent. So the same company that designed the infinite scroll now has to put a kitchen timer on it. You've had your 2 hours of other people's highlight reels. Time to go be a person again. Imagine hearing that from the same company that invented the sentence, wait, just one more reel. That's like a casino announcing, after 2 jackpots, we're cutting you off. We care about your family. The punchline is they already knew the number. They only needed 29 attorney generals, 29 attorneys. I don't know how they did it. 29 attorneys? And that made it official? So now they're hiding like counts. Okay. They're hiding the likes. What? Hiding the likes and then limiting certain appearance filters. So kids will post and then just not know. They'll have to sit with the terrible possibility that 3 people liked it or 300. Uncertainty. The one thing the platform was specifically engineered to eliminate. Now they have to live like the rest of us. They're hiding like counts from teenagers. That's like telling Wall Street, we're removing stock prices. Just invest based on vibes. So they're reducing notifications during school. Nothing says we're committed to education, like letting kids fail algebra at only half the previous rate. Notifications reduced at night and during school hours. During school hours, right? So, algebra class is now a notification free zone. Your crush can like the photo you posted in 2023, but you'll find out at 3:17 p.m. like a normal human being who has to wait for things. That's the most radical part of the whole settlement. I love corporate settlements. Did you do it? No. Then why are you paying $18 billion? Because innocence is expensive. That's the funniest part. Meta denied all liability in the settlement. That is a crazy amount of money for a company that insists it did nothing wrong. We are completely innocent of all charges, Your Honor. And to prove how innocent we are, here's $18,000 million. Please use it to fix the thing we definitely didn't break. And the tobacco comparison. Have you heard about this? People keep saying this is the tobacco moment for social media. Tobacco sold you something that shortened your life. Meta sold you something that made you hate your life in 15-second increments. Different product, same business model. Get them young, keep them hooked, then act shocked when the bill comes due. The only difference is tobacco never offered a non personalized feed option. Would you like the cigarettes that know you or the ones that treat you like a stranger? They're offering a non personalized feed. That's just television. Congratulations, kids. We invented cable. You know who designed Instagram? People whose entire salary depends on keeping you on the app. That's like saying, we'll stop selling cigarettes after your second carton. They're calling this the biggest consumer protection deal since the big tobacco settlements of the 90s. Tobacco, remember that? Cigarettes contain nicotine, which caused an overwhelming physical addiction that destroyed human beings, that destroyed their lungs, you know? Instagram contains picture filters of dog ears, which causes an overwhelming psychological addiction that destroys human attention spans. So, legally speaking, a cigarette is a 1990s algorithm you light on fire. They're comparing Meta to big tobacco. At least cigarettes only ruin one person's attention span at a time. Instagram figured out how to smoke an entire generation. The states are getting billions for mental health. Meta's business model has become, we'll break your brain. And here's a coupon for therapy. Texas and Washington are getting a chunk of the money for youth mental health programs. So the states that sued are now being paid to tell kids to touch grass using money that came from the company that invented the reason kids stop touching grass. Meanwhile, TikTok and YouTube are watching this and doing the corporate version of, I was just about to do it anyway, right? Oh, okay. You're just about to do the same thing. Yeah. The contingent payments give them a financial reason to suddenly discover child safety. Nothing motivates a platform like the possibility of having to write the same check. So TikTok and YouTube are under pressure to copy Meta. That's interesting. The company that invented infinite scrolling is suddenly the responsible adults. It's like your dealer showing up to rehab as a motivational speaker. Meta denied liability in the agreement, which is the most meta sentence ever written. We didn't do anything wrong. Here's $18 billion. Please stop talking about it. Also, we invented a bedtime for the app. You know what that sounds like to me? A very expensive apology that still won't say the word sorry. They settled during the trial, which is the legal equivalent of folding while you're still holding cards. They looked at the evidence, looked at the jury, and decided $18 billion was cheaper than letting 12 people in a room decide what addictive by design actually means out loud. So now Instagram has a bedtime, a time limit, and a parent override button. The most powerful attention machine ever built just got put in timeout by the government. And the kids, they'll just open 8 apps at once and call it 2 hours. I don't understand. Were they trying to kill the habit with this settlement? Because it made the habit need better time management. The kids got a 2-hour limit and a midnight bedtime. The rest of us got nothing. We still have the full casino, infinite scroll, no closing time, and a machine that knows when you're weakest. They put the children to bed and left the adults in the building with the lights on and the slots ringing. That's what's annoying about Facebook. It knows exactly how much of your night you'll give it and takes it away anyway. Can you believe it? Meta is acting like the firefighter. After spending years designing the building to be as flammable as possible, Meta says, we've added a fire extinguisher to every room. People were like, great. Weren't you the one selling flamethrowers in the lobby? That's my time. I got to get back to work. Share this, retweet on X, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify. It really does help the channel grow. So I do appreciate it. You're allowed to make fun of me only if your jokes are funny and you get my name right. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. You don't have to do this. But if you want to, you can follow my profile on X. Follow me on X if you want to, but you don't have to. It's not necessary to follow me on X, but I do follow others who are funnier than me and smarter than me, but do what you want. So the invitation's out there. Visit my X profile to learn more. Whatever you decide, team up with me to bring about serious advancement for each other. The plan is for our community to share with each other the systems, the processes, and workflows that we are successfully using in order to help each other grow. It's not a cult, but have you ever felt that deep, powerful sense of belonging that transforms your entire perspective? That's what awaits you in our community. As you hear me talking now, you might begin to imagine yourself surrounded by like minded individuals who truly understand your aspirations. Picture yourself waking up each morning with renewed purpose, knowing you're part of something greater than yourself. Your future self is already thanking you for taking this step today. The door is open, and all you need to do is walk through it. Belong higher. Join our inner circle on Telegram. There's a link to it at the top of the Safe New Media profile on X. You don't have to, but if you want to, go for it. Um, the official source for the show is safenewmedia.com/HSRL. This episode is brought to you by the AI Apocalypse Small Business Fix. Most small business owners know AI is changing things and have no idea where to start. They're running their business. They don't have time to figure it out. Jeff Bezos described AI as the horizontal enabling layer, not a product, not a platform, not a feature, a layer underneath everything, like electricity, railroads, the internet. Remember the people who failed to get on top of that? Yeah, of course not, because they're irrelevant now, right? The people who didn't move became irrelevant. Same thing today. Intelligence itself is becoming infrastructure. All businesses that fail to adapt will become obsolete. Don't let it happen to yours. Go to safenew.media. That's safenew.media. Get your AI apocalypse small business fix. It's a roadmap we build for your business. It shows you exactly where AI can improve your operations, customer follow-ups, scheduling, marketing, repetitive admin work, etc. We find the gaps, explain what's possible, and hand you a clear written plan. You'll receive a written report, simple, clear, no fluff. This is for you if you're a business owner with around 50 employees or less. You realize what's coming, the AI tidal wave, it's already here. You're aware that if you do nothing, your business is in trouble. Remember how everything changed after the pandemic? Today, a similar paradigm shift is happening. After the Chat GPT moment came the DeepSeek moment, and then it was the OpenClaw moment. The new normal is the next inflection point from another AI breakthrough. Are you falling behind? Ready to change with the times? Or would you rather get left behind? Now you can secure your AI apocalypse small business fix. Offer ends this week because September is too busy to take on new clients for this. Go to safenew.media. What I'm about to tell you next will shock you.
This is not an offer solicitation of an offer to buy or sell securities. Past performance is not an indication of future results. Investing involves risk and may result in partial or total loss. Prospective investors should carefully consider investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses, and should consult with a tax or legal advisor before making any investment decision.
Before making any investment decision, always do your own research. This is not financial advice. Are you an accredited investor? This is for you. Today, the market for multifamily real estate has shifted. We're at the bottom of the cycle for multifamily. Rent growth in the Sun Belt is at 0%. Most investors are about to get wiped out, and a lot of them already have. Real estate has a dirty secret. It doesn't follow demand, it follows cheap debt. And when debt gets cheap, people build too much every time. That bill is due now. So, two opposing facts are true. Many apartment owners are distressed. The only reason they need to sell is not that they want to, they have to, or else return the keys to the bank. The other fact is that buying a home now costs roughly 105% more per month than renting. Families are stuck as forever renters. We're seizing this shift. We're passing on the majority of deals because the numbers don't work, but we are buying 100 unit assets in growth markets. Few get in. Why? We don't need more money. We're looking for investors aligned with our values. We're improving quality of life at scale for hardworking families. Secure your place on our wait list. Go to Inveresta.com. Do it. You can now subscribe to our newsletter. That secures your place. Inveresta is giving you a free gift to accredited investors. You can now receive your free guide. It's called Location Science 2026, 5 filters to find growth markets for multifamily real estate. Don't ignore the data before you invest. When you subscribe, you secure your place on our waitlist for the next opportunity. You know what most real estate people tell you? Invest in your backyard. What if your backyard is the wrong location? Avoid losing money in the wrong location. Hit me up on our X profile at Inveresta. Retail investors can send me a DM there. Let me know what kind of investment opportunities you are looking for. Accredited investors can get in touch with me today. Call my office. Go to Inveresta.com. Accredited investors only. This is not an offer or solicitation to the general public. Last thing before I let you go, I want to invite you to subscribe to Methods of Prosperity newsletter. I write this every week to my list. You owe it to yourself to be rich. Society, our parents, teachers, and peers have conditioned us. They want us to be like them. They need us to comply. They need us to be conventional like they are. As Herb Kelleher, co-founder and CEO of Southwest Airlines, remarked, all the people that were telling me those things were expressing conventional wisdom. And if it's conventional, it ain't wisdom. And if it's wisdom, it ain't conventional. My name is Sean Allen Fenn, and I'm obsessed with prosperity. This is the natural state of the human spirit. It turns out there's no limit. There's also many variables. Some keep their day jobs, others go all in. Some are entrepreneurs, others are value investors, but all of them have a certain mindset. Understanding what makes them tick grants us insight into our own journey. Methods of Prosperity newsletter is for anyone who agrees that success leaves clues. It's the most popular newsletter to brainwash yourself rich. Become a renegade billionaire. Go to safenewmedia.com/newsletter. To become a billionaire, condition yourself to think like a billionaire. You can now subscribe for free at safenewmedia.com/newsletter. You can also join our Methods of Prosperity community on Telegram. It's free. Thanks for making this the most popular live stream at this hour on this subject, broadcasting on X, formerly known as Twitter. Hidden Secrets Revealed. Let me try that again. Hidden Secrets Revealed Live is a production of Safe New Media, unconventional, diversified, global digital media company devoted to the practice administration, and dissemination of the ideologies of its founder, moi, yours truly. My name is Sean Allen Finn, and this is definitely not a cult. I like you, but don't take my word for it. Decide for yourself.